Hi, this is Kmart Cards, and today I want to present the world of Panini Sports Cards in terms of the family of packaging and brands. This is for most people who are new to the hobby and just got in, and they're trying to understand and navigate through all the brands of cards that Panini has and the types of products that they see on the shelves. So let's first start off by talking about the types of boxes. So you basically have two main types. It's called hobby versus retail. When you talk about hobby, we're talking about large boxes with specific low numbered cards or special parallels, and they guaranteed autographs as well. And they're obviously come through the Panini website, but then they're also distributed through the channels of local card stores and online distributors or the secondary market. Basically anything that's not found in retail. So the retail products, why we call them retail is because you can find them at Walmart and Target, but they're also found at other retail stores such as Myers or CVS's or whatnot. But they're in various forms of packaging, right? You can have mega boxes, hanger boxes, and whatnot. We'll go over that later. So hobby box, right? There's 5 types of hobby box, and there could be more, but this is the ones that I'm familiar with. You have your standard hobby box, and you can find that in any sport, and it's usually has guaranteed autos and numbered cards. When you talk about fast break or no huddle, like for example Prism, they call it fast break for basketball, and Prism football they call it no huddle. They have disco parallels. And then you also have choice, or to be honest, the choice is actually found in Prism basketball. And they have like these one-on-one cards called the Nebula, and they also have special parallels like Scope. And this is made for the Asian market. As well as the Asian market, you also have T-Mall, and that's more related to the Mosaic brand. So the Mosaic T-Mall has, like, for basketball and football, you find these kind of Asian parallels in these boxes, such as like dragon skin or whatnot, leopard color, things of that nature. Then you have hybrid. Hybrid is I only seen it in football so far, but you might see it in basketball later. And that's is a mix between hobby and retail. And the difference between hybrid and hobby is that you will not get a guaranteed auto. I've seen only one version in retail, but for the most part, you should only find it in through kind of like the hobby channels and non-retail channels. Although it's a mix between hobby and retail. Fresh off the lot and regular. So be careful for all of these kind of boxes. There are FOTLs and regular boxes. When we say FOTLs, we're talking about fresh off the lot. The first print runs, and they have special parallels such as the shimmers. The thing is, anytime you think you're buying an FOTL, make sure you see the sticker on there. Because I've seen many listings on eBay, they say that it's FOTL, but there is no sticker. So sometimes the sticker is either on the front, but sometimes it's harder. It could be on the sides of the boxes or in the bottom. So retail packaging, right? Let's talk about retail packaging. Retail packaging, there's several kind of quote form factors or packaging. You have gravity feed packs. So gravity feed packs, they're the ones that you see in Target and Walmart. They have these big boxes, kind of vertical boxes, and then the bottom there's like kind of this lid that comes out and has a bunch of little packs. Those are called gravity feed packs for obvious reasons. And there's nothing really special about them. In terms of Prism, you have your standard cards and your inserts, like there's your standard parallels such as silver and green. But at the same time, you also have retail boxes. Retail boxes are boxes that you see in Target and Walmart and whatnot, but they're called retail boxes. But in reality, what Target does is that they open the boxes and then they charge like $3.99 per packs within the box. There's just like 24 packs in each box. So just make sure when we talk about retail box, we're talking about all those 24 packs sealed into one box. So you might see these in eBay being sold for this much amount of money and whatnot because they're talking about the whole box of it. But it's called retail box because normally Target or Walmart or a retail store would buy, have the box and they would open it and then sell you per pack. Then you have your CeeLo, your Fat, and your value packs. These are your packs that have like a cellophane exterior and then packaging, and they're skinny and they only have like 1 or 2 packs in there, and then And then you hang them onto those metal hangers. Sometimes they're called fat packs or value packs, depending on the set, because sometimes there's no cellophane outside. It's more just this plastic, plastic kind of covering. So just know that they're the skinny little kind of fat pack looking thing that hangs on the hangers. And then you have your hanger box. Hanger box are like the same as kind of a CeeLo pack, except that it's a flat box. It's rectangular, and it's kind of a flat thin box, and it hangs on those metal hangers again. Blaster box, they're these more rectangular boxes, and they're more of a squarish kind of true rectangle size. Those are those kind of boxes that you see in Walmart and Target and other places. Then you have mega boxes, just slightly bigger than the blaster box. They're actually the biggest form of all of these, except for the whole retail box. Except for the retail box. So they're a little bit bigger, but just know that. And then, as you can see in the unique contents for all of these like CeeLo, Hanger, Blaster, and Megas, they all have different parallels that are unique to those boxes, such as the orange cracked ice, red and purple waves, pink and red cracked ice, etc. for Prism Basketball. So, the non-main types that people are not aware of is that there's a thing called Fanatics. You can go through the Fanatics website and buy a retail box. And you can buy, sorry, not retail, but a Fanatics exclusive box. The interesting about the Fanatics box is that although it looks like the Blaster box, it's actually double the content. So there's like 24 packs versus 12. And they have green cracked dice for Prism, special parallels. They're very short printed because it only goes through the Fanatic website. And then you have also special sets. For example, in my picture to the right, I show you 2019-20 premium box set for Donruss Optic. And that is, you can find, from the manufacturers themselves, or maybe resold in many other venues. But the bottom line is these are very expensive, and they have exclusive parallels that mostly, at least for this one that I'm showing the picture of, example of, all those cards are numbered. And then after that, you have Panini Direct sets. The picture I have on the bottom right is it's an example of a white sparkle pack. These things you can only get directly from the Panini website, and you can only get them by redeeming points. So obviously you need to redeem your points to get that, or you can just, if somebody's selling them on eBay, you can buy them through eBay. But these are very short printed, very nice high quality cards. So let's talk about the type of brands. So to me, there are basically four kind of tiers that I've created in terms of how to categorize these types of brands, because there's so many brands out there. But this is just my opinion. You can certainly disagree with me, but this is just the way I see things. So the low end, I have NBA Hoop Score, Donruss, Contenders, Chronicles, Status, Threads, Illusions, to name a few. The box per price is about $500 to $1,500. And for a hobby box, and then the reason why they're kind of low tier is because they're mostly paper cards, and you can find them in both hobby and retail. For mid tier, we have Elite, Revolutions, NBA Premium Hoops, Origins, Core King, Spectrum, Mosaic, Donruss Optics, Select, and Prism. That can be anywhere from $500 to $5,000. Oh, by the way, the estimated range per hobby box price is based on today's current prices. Pre-pandemic, these were a lot cheaper, but just know that this is the current market right now. And the reason for these mid-tiers is because they're mostly chrome cards. And if they're not chrome, they're high quality designs, like high quality foil designs or artwork or whatnot. And they're both in hobby and retail. Now the high end, the ultra high end, you're going to find that you're not going to find them in the retail for obvious reasons. So the high end, I have like Contenders Optic, Prism Choice, Crown Royale, Panini One, Immaculate Nord encased, from anywhere from $500 to $2,000. The average amount of cards that mostly they're above average in terms of short printed numbers, and they're very high quality design. For the ultra high end, we have Flawless, Opulence, National Treasures, Eminence, and these boxes can go up to $50,000. They're high end design, they're very thick stock, and they're short numbered cards, so short printed number cards. So that's why they're ultra high end. So just want to let you know. Little caveat, the estimated price per box, you can see some of the price range being overlapping, but the reason for that is because, the reason why they're overlapping is because that's the current price, but keep in mind that the classifications are different because the classification is based on card per price per card prices. Okay, so for example, for I guess Prism Choice, there's only per hobby box, which can cost like around $500 to $1,000. There's only like 10 cards per hobby box, versus a Chronicles low end like Chronicles hobby box, you have like over 100 cards. Now Chronicles, I just want to take a quick moment and talk about this. Chronicles is the most confusing part about the new card collection. It's because when it came out, it had a lot of rookie cards and had mostly low-end paper cards, and there's a lot of various unknown brands that were only released for a short amount of time, such as Marquee Studio and Panini. But Chronicles also had its own aesthetic self, and it's mostly paper. But here's the thing. The thing about what makes Chronicles a little bit more attractive is that they have mid-tier cards such as Prism Update and clearly Donruss. So they're trying to input a lot of more of the medium kind of tier cards, so that it's trying to make it more attractive. So just keep that in mind. So I kind of created this little kind of timeline of brand releases for basketball. If you see the gray line, it kind of gives you that timeline. It tells you like the arrow going from left to right, from from the years going from the beginning to the current. And then I started off with the 2009 year because that's when Panini acquired Donruss. If you recall, Donruss has been around for a long time. Donruss was kind of equivalent, to Fleer, basically the same thing. But then Panini, which was an Italian company, they bought out Donruss. And so that's when I kind of mapped this out. And I don't want to go through every single release of every single product, but you can pause this video and you can look for yourself if there's something you want to look at. But bottom line is, this is basically my best estimate of when the products came out. And the blue arrow are arrows that point up. They're saying that they only have hobbies because they go above that gray line. But if you see a green arrow, it's saying that it has hobby and retail. Okay, and if you see a red line, red arrow pointing down, that means that's the point it did retail as well. So just keep that in mind. But the only thing you gotta note is that notice the pattern, how the releases were kind of pretty good. Like they were releasing 2 to 3 new products, but then from 2017-19 to 2017 now, pretty much, it took a huge boom in terms of creating more and more products. And there was a lot of high-end products as well from that period. For football, I did the same thing for football, but if you notice, it's not as regular in terms of putting out new products or ever so increasing, except for maybe 2016. You can argue 2016 to 2018. But the reason why is a lot of football products already existed pre-2009. So once again, remember Panini acquired Donruss in 2009. So you can see in the left-hand side that there's a lot of products, kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6 products already existing. And there's actually more. I just didn't want to put so much more on there. And you can see that the Panini specific products that are like very specific to Panini, that are new, like Prism and Donruss Optic, all that stuff happened, Contenders Optic, afterwards, right? But just know that there's not as much proliferation of the product compared to basketball in the latter years. There is some, but not as much. And then you will also notice that what you see in basketball also overlaps with football, meaning that Panini started creating sets. They used to do sets specific for the sport, but now they're just kind of jumbling it all together and making the same product for all sport, just for the sake of it. So now that's probably why, once again, I hope that these two kind of screens help you kind of navigate yourself in understanding what's going on with the hobby, and I hope that you can understand what you want to collect and what you want to aim for, or what you want to be aware of what's out there in hobby versus just retail, because a lot of new collectors, they only know about what's going out in retail, but they don't know what's already kind of being printed in the hobby side. So now the question is, what do I like to collect? So I'll just tell you what I like to collect, and this is for basketball. Most favorite is Contenders Optics. My favorite is Contender Optics because it has a chrome design. It also has on-card autographs. and it also has numbered cards. So that's why I really like Contenders Optic. Next I like is Prism. Everyone, who does not like Prism? Everyone loves Prism. Then after that, if I can't get Prism, I'm going to get Donruss Optics. Now, if I can't get Donruss Optic, I'll go with Mosaic as well. But I definitely prefer the first two more than the last two. Now, for football, Contenders Optic is really number one. I mean, it's just a beautiful set for football. It's meant for football. But then, if you notice, you also have Donruss Optic as my second favorite. And the reason, and if you notice, I switched it with Prism compared to basketball. And the reason why is I think the Prism actually looks really good for basketball because of the rookie cards, and they have that background that has a special design. But for Prism for football, that background does not look good, and that's why they didn't do it. And that's why they only have field kind of background. And then for the Donruss Optic, they actually look really good for the rated rookies. That's why I like Donruss Optics more. The rated rookie, to me, looks better, especially, for example, the 2017 Patrick Mahomes. I think he looks better in the in Donruss Optic than the Prism. But, obviously, it's just my opinion. I know a lot of people who would disagree. But after that, there's also Select Football. I kind of like Select Football. I didn't like it as much because it confused me even more compared to Prism. But it's grown on me, and but it's still only fourth place. For soccer, I know we didn't talk about soccer or the history of soccer, but I actually like soccer cards as well. So if you're interested in soccer cards, I just let you know what I collect. I collect Prism. I think Prism is king in soccer. It looks really nice. Select actually looks really good too, actually. I actually really, really, really like Select Soccer. And then you have your Optic, Donruss Optic, which they don't have a separation between Donruss and Donruss Optic in terms of hobby boxes and retail boxes. They only sell it in the label of Donruss, and then so Donruss Optic is actually a special insert, or a parallel. So it makes it a little bit more rare. That's why I like it. And then the other one is the sticker, Panini sticker. I just like them, even though they're technically not really card, but sticker. I like them because they have early pictures of these players when they're really young. So it almost looked like a kind of a junior high school card or something like that. So I just think it's pretty interesting. It shows that they really, in soccer, they start really early in terms of playing professional. So anyways, so that's my take on the cards, Panini, and in the world of Panini. And I'm hope that, you guys can, this was helpful, and you can go back and look at some of those charts, kind of help you understand what's going on. And please, just a small caveat on those timeline charts, that was just the best I can do. It might not be 100% accurate, but at least it's around 80, at least 90, I don't know, somewhere around 80 to 90% accurate. But hopefully that can be helpful for you as well. And then you can kind of make sense of like, what do I really want to collect? That's what Panini asks you, like, who do you collect, but also, what do you collect? Want to make sure that you kind of focus your time, money, and energy into the right cards that you really like their designs and you want to stick to, and kind of, enjoy the brand. So anyways, I'm Kmart Cards. You can follow me on Instagram under Kmart Cards, and you can also look at my video under Kmart on YouTube. Thank you very much.